Welcome to another episode of Pels in the Blender. It's your boy A Davis coming to y'all on this Thursday evening, day after the Pels played, Dallas on the first winning streak. Feels like in a long time. Two games in a row. Pels are officially 2-6, and I don't want to necessarily say things are looking up, but it's nice to not lose every game that you play. And it's nice to win a couple games in a row. That's the best way we could phrase it. So we got some good energy. We got some good things to talk about. As far as being impressed with Derek Queen in these two games. Uh, whoa, what's good, family? Appreciate you for tapping in. You hear me? What's good? What's good? Hit that like button. Uh, two games in a row. You know what I'm saying? Jeremiah Fizz in his two games haven't played as well as he had been playing, but still look good, still look promising, still in that starting lineup. And you know what I mean? Doing like he's a rookie, having rookie mistakes, but at the same time, looking like a promising seventh round pick. So I don't necessarily see no issue with that. But today's show, whoa, what's good, bro? What's good? We have a tough stretch of games coming up. Yeah, we talked about it the other day. I'm sure you was in. We talked about that 5 game stretch that they had coming up. And realistically, I don't know if it's as tough as people making it. To be honest, I guess it's tough if Poole and Zion gonna be out for the entire stretch. But they got, let's see, they had Dallas. That's a win. You got the Spurs. We'll see. That's probably realistically you got to look at it. It's probably gonna be a loss, but you got Dallas. You got the Spurs, then Phoenix, then Portland, then the Lakers, and then the Lakers and Golden State, or Golden State and the Lakers. I'm not sure the order just yet. I'd have to look at it, but uh the Spurs you'll probably lose, but Phoenix is winnable. Portland gonna be tough. Portland is winnable. Golden State is winnable. So you got some winnable games in that stretch for sure. At some point I'm probably gonna have Chaz pull up. You know what I mean? My dog been working, man. That dude been working. He been doing the live show during the game, then following that up with the recaps and whatnot. Then he still been putting out content during the day. That dude a machine. But what I really wanted to kind of discuss today, man, is being that the Pelicans have won 2 games in a row. It feels like yes, things are kind of, you know, I don't even want to say trending upwards, right? I don't want to say trending upwards. It's just a better situation than losing every game that you play. For some odd reason, Portland blew us out every game last year besides the first one. It could be a bad matchup for sure. When they play weak. Portland play a lot. They have a lot of size. They play a lot of a real physical style. But in Portland, as soon as they fire Chauncey, who's a bad coach in my opinion, I do not think Chauncey Billups is a good coach. They look like a completely different team. I know Chauncey towards the end of the season had them playing good defensively, but I don't know, man. Like Portland, while they're competitive, they're not just like this machine that you really should feel overly nervous about. Like you could match up with them and you could play with them. So like I would look at Portland as like a game where if we honestly, I still feel like we going into every game at a disadvantage. And honestly, I really believe that we're gonna lose every game. I'm really surprised when we win. Really surprised when we win. Like the 2 games that we won, and you know what, we could kind of start there. The 2 games that we won, um, you give the guys credit for like the guys being our players, right? You give our players credit for showing up, turning off the noise. I feel like how the season started, man, them dudes did their best job. They came into the season not wanting to play for Willie Green, and they did what they could to get him fired, in my opinion. They quit. They didn't want to play. They didn't want to show up. And then the Trey Murphy interview, he said, "Look, when they decided that they was not gonna fire him coming off that road trip, right? It pretty much you can tell like they was asking the players after all of those blowouts and stuff like, well, how do y'all, how do y'all get back on track? And Trey Murphy essentially was like, look, we got to do it for us. We got to do it by ourselves, and that's essentially what you've seen, in my opinion. The players just deciding to try and get wins now. Not saying that they were trying to lose, but like, they understand at this point that like nothing that I don't think anything that they do is going to cause Willie to be fired. So, you just got to deal with what you got to deal with. And they're torn, in my opinion. They're torn because how I look at it is, and I'm screwed because I don't want, to be honest, pause if that sounds crazy, but like I don't want Willie Green to coach another game for this team. But I also don't want us to lose, right? I don't want us to lose. I said we would win 49 games. Losing don't help me. So like the problem is if they continue to win, Willie Green continues to keep his job, right? Whoa, hold on. There he is.
Whoa, what's poppin', bro?
Whoa, what's good? Everybody, welcome to the stage. Welcome to the stage, Mr. Cheddar Chaz, man. The hardest working man in show business right now. You know what I'm saying? How you
Appreciate
doing?
it, brother.
How you doing? That's where we go. Hey, hey, what's good, bro?
How you doing, man? I'm doing well.
Cooling, dog. Cooling. Just was kind of, I think too much social media kill you, bro. Too much social media absolutely drain, especially too much Pelican social media.
Oh, it's bad.
Bruh. So I kind of, boy, there he is. Whoa, what's good?
Whoa.
It's good, Trey. Yeah, look, I know we got you for a little bit. We'll kind of
What
run
up,
through it.
Q? What up,
So
Q?
no, we I was essentially dealing with Pels social media today, right? Because after it's so big of a swing in how things function, and especially with the Pelican social media. So, like example, we on the 6-game losing streak, is burn everything down. This team is terrible. There's no way they'll win another game. They're not playing the rookies. Willie is god awful. You win 2 games against bad teams, and it's like, man, we going 76-6. Everything is amazing. You know what I mean? Like almost as if the issues like are not there. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I just and then Derek Queen. Shout out to Derek Queen, man, who's made the most of his opportunity, right? Really made the most of his opportunity, been seizing his minutes. And immediately you get, it's time to move Zion now. Derek Queen is the best player on this team. Zion's god off, and it's like, bro, wait, whoa. Let's pump the brakes just for a second. So you've been dealing with Pels media for a while, man. How do you let's do that first. How do you manage the ups and downs of Pels media?
Um.
Respectfully, because
Yeah.
we part of it, respectfully.
Yeah. Well, I like to say I'm not media. I'm more so just an objective observer, right?
I like that. I'm
But
a fan. You're
right,
an objective observer. I'm a
right.
fan.
Because like at the end of the day, you have to be objective, or you'll never see the big picture.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, bro, I think a lot of people kind of they just they're just too emotional, bro. And I think me, I just like to laugh and shoot the shit and have a good time. I think a lot of people just too emotional, dog, and they just swing with every decision and every small thing that happens, and it's just like it's just weird to me. Like that's why, like for myself, certain conversations I don't even entertain.
Mm-mm.
Like unless someone was asking me a direct question, what was that an album? Unless somebody was asking me a direct question, I wouldn't even entertain it because I'm just like, and I got a long memory, so I'm like, I remember when you said Derek Queen was
Mm-hmm.
a bust.
Yeah.
He,
Yeah.
because of the summer league. Like,
Yes, yes.
so not like people. No, it's just weird, though. But go ahead.
No,
It's
no.
just weird.
I literally, I remember, I remember in summer when he was struggling in game one
Mm.
and game two, and I'm like, bro, first off, these games don't matter. Like,
Mhm.
then like it takes players time to adjust, right? And not to mention, at the end of the day, they still being coached by one of the worst coaches in the league. Like, I'm of the mindset that the staff itself is not great. Like, I mean, respectfully, I know some of them, but like, and it's not to say that they're terrible, but like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
like, you know what I'm saying? Not to go too far, but like, it takes time. It takes time for players to produce in this league, right? So
Mhm.
when you see them have a bad game, sometimes that's just what it is, a bad game. That don't mean you got to say, oh, it like they're 0-6, right?
Mhm.
The Pels start 0-6.
Right.
And it's burn it all down. They're terrible. We look like we the dumbest organization for the draft. And look, not saying that there's not some credibility for that draft pick situation. I'm not
Mhm.
saying that. But then you win 2 games, and now it's like Derek Queen is amazing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I just don't know, man. The swings of what's going on is really hard to kind of like to manage and evaluate and be a part, like not be a part of, because I kind of enjoy a little bit of toxicity, but,
Mhm.
but like it's hard to to to
Take
kind of
serious.
yes,
Yeah.
yes, yes. That's the
Take
word.
serious.
That's the word.
Yeah. Yeah. To me, that's why it's kind of just like, I just kind of I try to just stay on this island by myself with certain with certain
Mhm.
stuff, because I just
Yeah,
know, like, that's weird, or that's, I'm a Dairy Queen, like, supporter. I'm a big supporter of Dairy Queen, but it's just like I literally just saw this with Jeremiah Fizz. I
yeah.
literally just saw this with Wemby. Wemby had 2 bad games in a row. Now all of a
Mhm.
sudden he's not the leading candidate for MVP. Not all of a sudden VJ Edgecombe isn't the leading candidate for
Rookie of the
Rookie
year.
of the Year. Like, it's just so weird and reactionary. I guess that's sports fandom in a whole, though. You
Mm.
know how many people have told me, bro, that Ja Morant's washed up. Ja Morant. I'm like, Ja Morant just smoked your boots. Just hit a game
Bro,
winner against Phoenix. You telling me Ja Morant washed up? Come
Ja
on,
went
bro.
for Ja just went for 33 off no nothing against us. Like
Right. Just woke
decide
up
this
and went for 33.
yeah, this a dub tonight. Like,
And
bruh.
the crazy thing is, see, that's, to me, bro, that's why I can't stand the political aspects of things, because
Mm-hmm.
sometimes you just see you see the politics. So,
Yeah.
for example, Ja goes off for 33 or whatever. Um, who else was just killing us? Like, just everybody who's been
Cedric
killing us, right?
Howard. Cedric Howard was
Yeah,
balling.
Kyle with all
Like,
these people. You're not going. Nobody got nothing to say about the person who was guarding them. Nobody got nothing to say about your All NBA defender who keep getting embarrassed by John Morant. Nobody got nothing to say
er,
about this,
yeah.
because it's just like, it's just a very fickle thing. Like, no, I was defending the shit out of Dairy Queen during the summer. Where I was like,
Yep.
yo, what are y'all talking about? Like, it's been 2 games. Like, the man just trying to figure it out. Like, he's a rookie. Like, and people, whoa, whatever. It's just very bizarre to me, bro. Honestly.
Yeah. So I just kind of wanted to throw that out there to set the
Mhm.
landscape, because what really had me, you know, like what I really wanted to kind of discuss and was like kind of caught up with all of that, because initially my thought was going to be, or my premise of the show initially was like, no, as the fans, we still have to stay united. Like, don't get distracted by the players deciding to stand up for themselves and go get a win. Our goal is to get Willie Green out of the building so we can actually have an opportunity to evaluate the team, right? So like that was my like the thought going into everything. But then you start hearing like, okay, we got to move Zion now that we got Derek. It's like, wait a minute. Like, if moving Zion is an option, it's not to say that it shouldn't be an option, but it can't be winning 2 games against bad teams where you're just like, and not just bad teams. Charlotte is as bad as us. Dallas right now is as bad, if not as obviously they lost,
That
but as bad
Dallas
as
is
us.
Dallas is arguably the worst team in the NBA this year.
Yes. So like you can't, and listen, we didn't blow those teams out. These games are nail biters. Game one, like Trey Murphy, respectfully, and to get just to and like he's done a good job, but Trey Murphy is still struggling, right? Like Trey Murphy is still
Mightily.
like he's
Yeah.
yes, you know what I mean? Trey is still struggling. The offense is still struggling.
Jordan Poole still struggling.
Jordan Poole still struggling.
You can't
Like,
rebound.
no.
You can't
Like,
defend.
no.
You can't, like Conk and Nipple had like what 20 and 10. I think you got out rebounded by 10 plus, if I'm not mistaken, versus Charlotte. With Dallas, Gafford's hurt. Lively doesn't play. Anthony Davis don't play. Kyrie hurt.
Klay Thompson still just trying to figure it out. Looking,
he just got benched. You got Derek Queen. Herb give up just dies on a Gafford screen, gives up a wide open floater to Cooper Flag because Derek Queen's in drop coverage and Cooper Flag just misses the floater. Yeah, like it's wide open. Like it's just this anyway. It's just crazy.
You're 2 or 3 play, and again, this is how the NBA works. But you're 2 or 3 players away from looking at 0-8. So like,
yeah.
Yes, and I don't want to be a party pooper. That's not really what I'm trying to,
Yeah, because one can say you a couple of players away from being at least 3-3, right?
I am of the mindset that this team should be 5-3, 4-4, something like that.
Yeah, well, but, I think they should have they should have beat at least San Antonio and the Clippers. So I would give them three dubs.
I say you should have beat Memphis. You had that one in the bag, threw that one away. Okay. You had Zion. For all of the people that's talking about Zion, bro, Zion against the Spurs had 27 points, 10 assists. I'm sorry, 27 points, 10 rebounds, 7 assists, 4 steals, hit the game winner, came back, hit the free throw to send the game into overtime. And like against ideally his worst possible matchup in the NBA. And it's just like, you know what, that guy's god awful, get him out of here.
I think
Derek Queen went for 11 and whatever.
I think people just to me, I don't with the fans generally, I understand it because the fans might not be privy to everything and they kind of just want something different. But to me, it's kind of weird when people who like actually know things like behind the scenes and they still, I'm like, why are you falling into the same trap when you know X, Y, and Z? It's just bizarre to me, bro. Like I just can't understand it. Like, and like that's one of the reasons why. Well, you know, man, I just do my thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just do my thing, and I would be like, yo, let the chips fall where they may with certain shit.
Yeah, I feel you. So my whole thought is we go from it was so the players have their pride and they look, we sick of this losing, let's get some wins, right? I don't care how, let's get some wins, okay. But that also says Willie Green. So I'm thinking like the fans, we gotta be united. We gotta stay uniform, crying out for this man's job. So then I started thinking it was like, okay, well, Willie is being evaluated. The win, right? Essentially, because if you lose to the Hornets, let's say they got blown out by the Hornets, then the noise might have been way too loud to even ignore coming back from the road trip, right? Possibly. Who knows? Possibly. I don't know what it would have been like if for that many people to show up, they get blown out and to get booed like that at home. Because people was going ready to boo the hell out of
They had some fire Willie Green chants from what I was told during the
him.
home game. You didn't go to that game, huh? To the
I
Hornets game?
know, man. I couldn't make it. Couldn't
Yeah,
make it.
they had some fire Willie Green chants breaking out, and like honestly, bro, from what I was told, like I might have told you this, but from what I was told, I just felt like too many people were in the know about
Yeah,
the Willie Green potentially being fired after that.
it's a smoke screen.
Yeah, it was a clear cut smoke screen. Some people took the bait, some didn't. But I think they was trying to find a leak, or trying to make some
Trying to
people
find the
fall.
mold.
Yeah, trying to make some people fall on their face. And now they, in evaluations. Well, not even in an evaluation standpoint. Because I think no matter what they end up deciding to do, I think the decision kind of been made about Willie Green personally. It's
Mm-hmm.
just trying to find that soft landing. And I'm not one of them people. I think Willie Green's so bad that anyone is an upgrade. But at the
Yes.
same time, I'm not like a Borrego believer or supporter or nothing like that. I personally, I just think that someone with a brain will do.
Listen, I am of the mindset. I'm with you on this. That like it's not that I fully believe in Borrego. I saw Borrego with the same team just make it look completely different.
Just make it look better, yeah.
Just from one night to the next, literally the next night. And the two games that Borrego coached, like again, he had similar circumstances. They had the team was terrible. Like the last win before they got the recent win was a Borrego win last season. Like Willie ended the season on whatever long losing streak. So all of the players were hurt. Everybody was out, and Borrego somehow got a win. People was pissed. It's like, bro, we tanking. What you doing getting the win? You know what I mean? If you remember. But
I think Willie had a cold or something. He was sick.
Got sick, and they was like, shit, we might get a dub tonight. So my thought is that like not that like, and a lot of people criticize the Pelicans for the process, and this is, in my opinion, where they're lacking at in the process. So it's like, okay, if Willie's being evaluated, if you had, I believe the decision has already been made, right?
Yeah,
but
me in either direction, yeah.
Yeah, but if you're evaluating him, and I use the air quotes for evaluate, what are you evaluating him on?
Man, from what I can only speak on like optics. They like, here's the weird thing, right? Because a lot of people criticize Joe Dumars for the roster that was built, and I think some of that is political as well, just based on what I know. But it's like Joe Dumars didn't build this roster. Like Joe Dumars didn't draft Jordan Hawkins. Like Joe Dumars didn't extend Jose Alvarado. Joe Dumars didn't who else was here? Joe Dumars wasn't the one who brought on Kelly Olynyk and let Bruce. I mean, I guess he let Bruce Brown walk, but he didn't trade for Bruce Brown. Like this, Joe Dumars didn't trade for DeJounte Murray.
Yeah,
like, you know what I'm saying. So even criticizing the moves he did make, it's like I understand, but it's like because your job is to make things better, but it's still like in certain instances, it's like, what do you really want me to do? Like if you're Joe Dumars, like I can't make the ball go in for Trey. I can tell Willie Green that he needs to stop starting 4 non-shooters with one shooter on the floor. I could probably tell him that. He could have not gave Herb that extension. He could have not guaranteed DeAndre Jordan's contract. You know what I'm saying? There's things like that. He could have not gave Hawkins his extension early. But when you zoom out and kind of evaluate some of those moves, even that makes sense to a certain degree. So I just think this is probably, because at this point I kind of been doing it for a little second. I'm towards the end of my tenure. But at this point, it's kind of like this is probably the most political I've seen it. I'll say that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, this is probably the most political I've seen, like the analysis. Whoa, what up, Jess? How you doing, sis?
Appreciate you. No, I look at it, and without being privy to any of the information that you have, I my thought is Zion and Willie are at a cold war. Like Zion and Willie are in like a legit battle for the team. And like I look at it like Zion got Joe, Willie got ownership.
It's funny you say that because let me tell you something. Without saying too much,
Mm-hmm.
Zion and Willie, I mean Zion and Joe get along very well.
Yeah.
Zion and Joe, they real cool from what I understand. But
Yeah.
boy, I ain't never heard nobody say nothing good about Willie in these relations. I'm talking about, bro. I'm talking about from the off season. One thing about me, dog, when a person say, "Yo, between me and you,"
Yeah.
it's gonna stay between me and them.
Thanks.
So I ain't gonna get into the specifics, but
Right.
even going back to this off season, dog, people just wasn't happy that Willie was coming back. I'm talking about some of the top people. They were just like, no, not this guy. And I think you see that reflected on the court, honestly. And I think even with the Jordan Poole situation, like,
Yeah.
it's just crazy to see.
Listen, I like to say I don't know what you know. I'm a people reader, right?
Right.
You know how everybody say they got their gifts from
Right.
man, God bless somebody, whatever, something. My gift, bro, is reading people, right? Man, when I'm watching all in summer league, you could tell through summer league how how Z speak about Joe. He smiled when he talk about Joe. Man, that's Joe Dumas. How you and Willie? Oh, Willie could talk to me. You know what I mean?
That's Coach. You know.
Yeah, Coach Green. Yeah, and even when you see like Trey's demeanor, Jordan Poole's demeanor, Trey and Jordan Poole. When they asked Trey about the trade, how'd you feel when you found out about the trade for Jordan Poole? Oh man, that was my boy. You know, we had a relationship, you know, before he even got here. So when we found out we was getting him, everything was good, right? And then they were talking about they connected the age range, all of that. So you don't think that Trey Murphy put Jordan Poole on game when he was coming over? Hey, bro, what I'm getting into? Say, dog, this dude don't like shooters. He don't create no offense. You know what I'm saying? He a little emotional or whatever. So JP, oh, you ain't never experienced what it was like to be coached by Steve Kerr, right? To come from that level of quality coaching to listening to this shit. Like, JP's at the end of his rope. At the end of my rope, man. Getting benched for, I mean.
To me, like, and this is just speaking objectively, I think everyone who watches the game would agree, bro, that the obvious answer was to bench Herb Jones.
Obvious.
The obvious answer was to bench Herb Jones. Because the trickle-down effect is painfully obvious as well. When you see, like, the lack of open looks being generated, a part of that is because teams don't have to worry about guarding Jeremiah Fayez beyond the perimeter, like beyond the arc, and you don't have to worry about guarding Herb Jones beyond the arc. So you could just collapse the defense, and you could be like Revis Island or Deion Sanders on Trey. Nah, I'm not going to rotate off of him. I'm just going to stay on this guy, and because we're not worried about the rest of y'all. And it's like, if I know how to defend the Pelicans, and I'm just a regular guy, right? Yeah. You don't think like a high level coach, like mental, like, you know, a guy, or even a middle of the pack, mid level, even a bad coach. You don't think a bad coach knows how to neutralize that? And it's just sad to see, bro, because I really wanted to see these guys get a chance to showcase themselves. Of course, you know, Poole, Zion, and Trey, they get along. You haven't heard about, you know, the weird shit so far this season behind the scenes. Like, now I've heard about people being frustrated, but all the frustration stems back
from one
for Willie. Yes. Like to Willie, like I was telling, I think I might have tweeted this, but I certainly was telling a couple people this when the Zion hamstring news came out. It was like, look, to be honest with you, if Willie got fired after that Denver Nuggets game,
Zion plays, bro.
Zion is active
available,
right now.
bro.
Zion available. And Yeah. And see, that's why, and I'm not saying the injury is fake. I'm not saying none of that. What I am saying is that he would be playing. He would be
Yes.
playing. And that's the issue. Like at this point, he's had several known run-ins with players. Like, so I'm talking about Willie Green. He's had several
Yes.
known run-ins. Imagine the run-ins we don't know about. So yeah.
And so with that being said, with all of that being said and laid out, understanding that from a basketball standpoint, just even if you was going to all of the personal stuff, take all of that out. If he was a great coach, you could justify it and be like, well, this motherfucker's an innovator. You know what I mean? Like he's spectacular. Like y'all got to deal with it. No, he's terrible.
That's like with Phil Jackson. It was like, well, Carmelo, you just should learn the triangle.
Yeah.
You need to learn how to do it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
It obviously wins. The guy knows what he's doing.
Right.
Oh my God. So like when I'm sitting there thinking about it, I'm like, all right. So if you're saying that Willie is being, and they didn't say the way you even come to Willie is being evaluated is that Joe Dumars came in and said from day one was like, no, there is no mandate. I don't know what Willie, what was going on behind the scenes. I have to view it from my own eyes. Right. And we saw game 2. What Joe Dumars thought from his own eyes.
Let me. I talked about this on my show. I'll give you an exclusive. I give you an exclusive right here. You're my dog. So all the problems started. It was prior to game 2. By like certain things Willie was doing, like in practice. What was up, Lee? Certain things, Willie was doing in practice, and just the timing in the tempo of the practices, right? That was kind of off-putting to some people. And after game 2, that's when the issues really arose with Jordan Poole and Yves Missi.
That makes sense.
Because Yves Missi kind of goes unnoticed. Yves Missi ain't playing right now neither.
I noticed that. Oh my God. Go ahead. I noticed.
And also, it's like, okay, you just so David Grubb posts the tweet by Yves Missi.
Yeah.
Right.
David Grubb, respect to David Grubb. Since the essential banning from the building, Grubb been going hard on these Pelicans, boy. I tell you what, he been giving them the blues.
It's just,
I love you, Grubb. Shout out to you.
So since he he posts that, right? As we all know, likes aren't visible.
No.
So someone would have to screenshot you liking something to post it. So he screenshots that, posts it. Would I do that? Probably not. just because. Damn, he actually work. He got to work there. Like,
that's a bus you throwing somebody under.
Yeah, so the following game, DeAndre Jordan starting against
Joker
against Nikola Jokic. And look, this is how you know for a fact that it was only because of that shit. Because after that, then DeAndre Jordan never played again.
Never touched the floor again.
DeAndre Jordan went from starting over Yves Missi, over Jordan Poole, to not playing. He didn't play against the Clippers, his former team. Because some people was like, oh, well, he just starting because, it's his former team. I don't think he logged a minute against the Clippers, if I'm not mistaken. He didn't play against Dallas. He didn't play against Charlotte.
Oh my! Hold on,
he went from starting against the best center in basketball at Nikola Jokic in Nikola Jokic Pause, and not playing again.
Hold on, I'm gonna throw him a bone real quick. Shout out just this for you. I had to go pull a tweet. Grubb so petty he pinned it. Grubb so petty he pinned it. He pinned it to the top of his post. Through 2, just asked what was the tweet. The tweet was through 2 games, Yves missed game 2 and Jordan Huggins are the only players with positive net ratings. Zion, the only one with more than 100 possessions. Missy, the only starter with an ORTG higher than 115. No one is playing well because no one is in position to. That's the tweet that Missy liked. That you know what I mean? So for context of what people are talking about, that's the tweet. Let me get that out of there.
And Willie's such a weirdo. I mean, it ain't above him to bench a motherfucker for anything.
No.
But I appreciate you, Maniac. Yeah, it ain't above Willie to bench a motherfucker for anything. But the fact that, that happened to be it, and DeAndre Jordan hasn't played another second, it's very telling. And remember this too, DeAndre Jordan and Willie go back to the Clippers. They was like cool with that organization. They go back to that organization together.
Back in Willie playing days.
Yeah, so it been cool for a minute now.
Yeah. I just, man, you can tell that a lot of what's happening on the court is because of off the court stuff. Like the players quitting, the rotations, like it's just apparently obvious. Like, and I like Jeremiah Fears. The problem that I have and why keeping Willie is such a hindrance is, yes, Jeremiah is starting and that looks good. You are hindering Jeremiah's development and growth by starting him and putting him in worse positions that he was in when he was helping the team coming off the bench with the second unit. You were a more competitive team with Jeremiah Fears coming off the bench. So, like, the level of you're willing in this evaluation phase, you're willing to hurt yourself. You know what I mean? You're willing to hurt yourself to prove a point.
Yeah, and that's the thing where, like, when you see like people who like the Jordan Poole stands, and it's like, I can kind of like, even with this, I can kind of see y'all point just based on the relationship that Jordan Poole and Willie seem to have, as far as like Jordan Poole hitting the threes and staring Willie Green down and doing that for multiple games. And my thing with Fairs is to me, he's a player that since he's been starting, you really can't watch the box score. You gotta watch him and what's happening and how it's affecting the other players. Same with Herb to an extent, where it's just like, to me, Jeremiah Fairs, his first instinct is to shoot. Like, he wants to score. He's a scoring point guard.
He's a scoring guard.
At this stage in his career, he reminds me of like Russell Westbrook. Not from an athleticism standpoint, but just from like
mindset.
From a mindset standpoint. Like, if I happen to get an assist, cool. But I'm a rebound and I'm gonna push the ball and I gotta get to the rim. Like, I got my midi. Like, he's doing this thing
with that kind of handle. Like, you know what I mean?
Right. He's doing this thing, and he's doing the best he can considering he's coaching. And I don't think he's playing bad. You could just see that it's not a great fit at this standpoint with the other starters he's surrounded by. And I'm like, you're gonna do that just to, because even if you was like, well, I'm doing this to fuck over Jordan Poole, right? You fucking over everybody by doing it. You fucking over Zion. You fucking over Trey, Herb, because now it's just like it's just ridiculous. Like, there's no way to justify it, like, moving forward realistically.
It's then just, Jordan wins when he comes off the bench and get 30. Yeah, like, if he come off the bench and get 30, it's like you look worse because he should be starting.
And it's like he in a situation for Jordan Poole where it's like he in a no-lose situation from an optics standpoint, is because it's like, look, even if you're a person who don't believe he was setting the world on fire initially, it's like, yeah, he wasn't shooting great to start the season. But it's also like, all right, look what you got out there. Like, what you want these guys to do a lot of the times. The only person who kind of could get his more or less regardless is Zion, usually, right?
The guy that we trying to get rid of right now.
Yeah, I mean, and the crazy thing is, it's just like, to me, the answer just seems so obvious to the point where you don't want to insult anybody because we all got our own opinions and perspectives. But
Mm-hmm.
the answer to me is just clearly you got to get rid of Willie Green. Like, and the sooner the
Yeah,
better.
I agree. I know you ain't had that much time. You know what I mean. So you got to get out.
No, you good. You
Okay.
good. You good.
All right. Cool. Because this was my other thought. Let's just say because we've seen this team do this. Not that this particular team is capable, but we've seen a team that decides that look, we're gonna, overcome Willie Green. And I don't know if this team is capable of overcoming like the 49 win team was capable of overcoming. But let's just say they decide and somehow find some rhythm and get to the point because it's still extremely early in the season. And I don't know
Oh
if
yeah,
people
it's super
and
early.
I don't know if people look at the West standings, but you 2 wins away from being like the 8 seed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like the West
And you got a
is
couple of teams that's not going to be trying to win like in
no,
another
and
month or so.
exactly. So you're really in position. Like you started off 0-6. And if you somehow, I don't think you beat the Spurs, but let's just say you somehow beat the Spurs and then beat the Suns, you're gonna find yourself at 4-6 and looking at like the 6 seed or the 7 seed, something like, you know what I mean?
If you just
Somewhere,
play 500 basketball for the next 10 games, you're gonna
yeah,
be in a pretty
you're gonna be
solid
in
position.
you're gonna be in playing range, looking like, oh, we could make a run at this thing.
Mhm.
So my thought was, if you're evaluating, if this team somehow hits a stride because they do have talent. At the end of the day, they do have talent. Let's say
Mhm.
Herb looks like old Herb, which
Mm.
I don't know. I
Well,
don't know.
man,
Yeah, I don't know. Whoa, what's good, bro? Appreciate y'all for tapping. Man, hit the like button, man. Appreciate y'all. But let's just say that the team finds its stride and
mhm,
you looking at play in position. Is there any way, because I'm of the mindset that ownership
mhm.
like would extend Willie Green?
I don't know because
You think Joe got enough power to be like, look, I do the one
every
year?
every head coach, I mean every GM them, they want their own head coach.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not so sure that they I mean, I suppose they could have during David Griffin's tenure when he wanted to fire Willie Green because his thing was I'm just gonna promote Barrigo. Like it didn't like
Yeah.
he had like this cast of characters that were like interested in pursuing the job. I
Mm-hmm.
think even if you do a good job, or even if you manage to make the plan by the skin of your teeth or what have you, it's all about elevation. And I mean, if you're a GM, you want your own coach. You don't really care what the last coach did necessarily.
Mm,
Like you don't really
okay.
care if he helped you barely get by. You want to win, and you want to win big. So you
Mm-hmm.
need to be constantly on the incline,
Okay.
i.e., Mark Jackson and Steve Kerr, even though
Mm-hmm.
Willie Green ain't Mark Jackson, but still, like just from that standpoint, or even like Mike Malone. Mike Malone won a championship. They was like, all right, we seen enough. We need another coach.
Yeah.
Taylor Jenkins had him do his ball. All right, Taylor, we seen enough. We need a new coach. It's like,
Yeah.
if you that's why I was telling people, it's like, even if you win, you want to have as many good games under your belt as possible, because if a new coach does step in, you don't want him to be in a situation that's not salvageable. So
Okay.
like I think no matter what happens as far as them winning or losing, I don't what up, dog? I don't know if Willie Green really got a
Mm,
leg to stand on with Joe. This is just something I don't know in particular as it pertains to Joe.
mm,
But I know
okay.
Joe cool with Zion, and I can't imagine Zion like Willie. I know Trey not a huge fan, and I know for sure, as stated by that screenshot there, Eve and Jordan Poole aren't fans neither. So 4 of your 5 starters aren't fans of Willie Green. It's a lot
Man,
of people.
I am. Yeah, that's and not just regular people. That's
Yeah.
majority of your producing people.
Your
Like
best
that's
players don't
majority.
like Willie Green.
Yeah,
Your best
yeah, that's
players don't like Willie Green. None of your best
yes,
players like
that's
Willie Green. None of
yes,
your
like
highest paid players like Willie Green, with the
what,
exception of maybe
bruh.
like her.
I mentioned this on one of the previous shows, and I just was like, and not bro, DeJounte just seems so like out of the picture right now and stuff like that. But you got to remember, DeJounte make $30 million, and I get out of sight, out of mind. But
Yeah.
people don't understand the value of not the pivot interview, but literally the introductory press conference. Like when DeJounte was just like, no, he got the name wrong. You don't know my playing style. Again, got the relationship with Brandon. Came in with the relationship with Brandon. So similar to how Poole probably had that connection with Trey, and him and BI wasn't seeing eye to eye, because this is after the playoff series, after he threw BI under the bus. Remember, BI got to figure it out on his own.
Yeah.
So you don't think DeJounte probably came in and was like, this motherfucker really don't know what's going on? Like, if DeJounte don't break his hand, right? Imagine this scenario. If DeJounte don't break his hand and miss all that time, then come back, play a little bit, the team was already pretty much dead. But then come back and tear the Achilles. DeJounte coming in possibly could have had enough pull to get this done last season in concert with Griffin.
I think Griff probably would have been gone. Well, now if he didn't break his hand, see, I don't know, because the injuries were so bad at the top of the year. I think the writing was kind of on the wall for Griff as well, because just even the prior season, like they had, like the upper management had been like stepping to Griff, like, yo, we're not gonna stand for this no more. Like, we not, they kind of had been
spending all this money.
Yeah, because y'all suck. Like you know what I'm saying? So they, what up, Kelvin? It was like, so they had been like, applying pressure. You know what I mean? As far as DeJounte, even with the pivot interview, and DeJounte was just kind of, he was working an angle to get traded. Like when he was like, I talked to my agent, and I was telling them we got to do something. Like, it's like, yeah, you trying to get traded, and I ain't gonna lie, dog. This year in particular, I ain't heard nothing good about the team relationship with DeJounte behind the scenes. And it's getting to the point where I'm starting to kind of look at it like, yeah, everybody just need to go. All y'all just need to go. And because it's like, it's easier for me to replace y'all than it is to replace the players. All y'all probably need to go. Because it's that's what I wanted initially anyway, from a coaching, staffing standpoint. I'm like, I want all y'all gone, everybody in this building.
All of that. You mentioned that just a complete clean sweep.
Erase that era, because you're gonna always have questions about the players as long as you got the stench of that era in the building. Because some relationships is unsalvageable. Like, to me, I don't like, after what DeJounte said about the training staff publicly, I don't think he'll ever have a good relationship with the training staff. How could you? Because even if you really felt that way, then it's like, you can't put toothpaste back in the tube.
Yeah.
At that point, it's just like, if you Trey or you Zion, and you've gone through 4 years with Willie Green, and you just like, dog, I do not like this motherfucker. We don't like each other. You can't, it's nothing you're going to be able to do to really, change that relationship. And to me, it's just, it's a major indictment on trying to, you trying to rebuild an airplane in the air.
Yeah.
Like, what are you doing?
Bro, you make so many good points with that, you know what I mean? That sequence of information, because a couple things I think about is when you just got to remove the stint, you got to remove everybody. Zion, example, Zion and Trey and Herb, like, one of the things you talk about with Herb, you be like, bro, Herb been here 5 years, ain't got stronger. Like, just ain't nobody has gotten stronger. Well, you know who else been here throughout all of that time? Zion game ain't grown. Trey, while he's gotten more skilled because of his off-season work, Trey's not any stronger than he's really been, maybe a little bit, but you know what I mean?
Yeah, nobody they're not growing by leaps and bounds.
Yeah, nobody has physically developed like since Willie Green has like taken over. And then the one like step of growth you saw, right? You saw the step from when Stan took over from
Alvin,
and you saw Zion go from more like a post, like, you know what I mean, to Stan created Point Zion. And since then, there's been no other step. And while, yes, that's on the players to continue to develop their game, their coaching has not been pushing them or creating nothing different. There's no strength program. There's no, you know what I mean? Like, what is happening behind the scenes to where this team looks exactly the same for the last 4 years from a physical standpoint, from a mental standpoint, from like, we have the same problems. Like, we can't keep leads. We can't, we fold under pressure. Like, it's the same issues you've been having for, I mean, since he started 2-12 or 2-14 or whatever it was. So the obvious answer is sweep everything. In my opinion.
I concur. I think because especially if you're in a situation where with some of the guys, it's like, well, this is all I know. Right? You know what I'm saying? This is the only person I really know. This program is the only people I really know. And it's like, to me, that's why even with like certain people in the building, like if I hear something second or third hand, I kind of take it with a grain of salt because it's like I got eyes, motherfucker. Like, you know what I'm saying? I look at Jabari Smith when he came into the league and look at him now. Like, yo, this dude, like, he done gained about 40 pounds. Like, how you look?
Dude, solid, man.
And I'm like, man, what's up with y'all, man? Oh, y'all look crazy. Like, I'm talking about dudes that's throwing Herb across the court, throwing Jordan Hawkins across the court. It's like y'all look kind of frail looking. And
listen,
it's crazy.
Hold on, my bad. When Herb first got into the league, he was an older player.
Yeah,
right? He was an older player when he got into the league. So you were not stronger, but you had more of the man strength
right
earlier on. You know what I mean? Not compared to some of the great players, but you were still younger, but has more of them. That's why the older players look better earlier.
Right.
But you'd have been in the league for a while to where, like, if you haven't consistently gotten stronger and or better, like, you should damn near be looking like Lou Dort. Like, not like Lou Dort, but you should be as
at this stage, it's just like
physically imposing if that's your game.
That's why even when you look at, like, because even this past season, when I was talking about Caruso a lot, and I'm like, no, it's levels to this.
Yeah,
it is levels. Like no, bro. Like, no. Like, I'm just talking about from a physical standpoint. Yeah, like even I think Jose is one of the stronger players on the team. If I'm talking about for his stature, it's like compared to some of the other guys, Jose is like one of the more physically strong guys on the team. And when you see it, it's just like, no wonder you can't really box out, or you can't really. It's like you got to find ways to steal points. Like certain guys got to find a way to steal buckets in possessions. And it's like
just go physically dominate.
Yeah,
the only person that can physically dominate is Zion.
Yeah, it is Zion. I thought Jeremiah Fizz is pretty strong for a young guy, and Trey 6'10" and Trey 6'10" and fast. So he can dunk on somebody or jump. Like, certain things, like certain avenues, your athleticism is gonna allow you to like get away with. But again, a lot of people, and there's no disrespect to Herb at all, a lot of people give Herb a lot of that credit for them defensively being top 6 or whatever they were. Like Jonas Valanciunas was there. Yeah, Jonas not a great defender, but Jonas knew how to get defensive boards. He knew how to he was at least somewhat of a deterrent. Now you don't have that. He's
similar to Derek Queen, except he's 7 feet.
Right. So like Derek Queen
that's been that big and not athletic his entire career knows how to manage in the league. You know what I mean?
And he could give you some buckets. He gonna give you some buckets. and it's just like a lot of times for shit, dog, your luck just run out. Like even right now, the Pelicans, I don't know if they still are, but they're like near the top of the luck category. What that means is like they leaving shooters wide open and the shooters just missing. Like, for example, Dallas being one of the worst shooting teams in the league. Just say before you know Fizz gonna be soft to it. Willie said the thing I like about Fizz, Jessica, like he's confrontational. Like, you know what I'm saying? But that's the thing. A motherfucker could, sometimes they could breed that shit out of you, man. They'll breed that mentality out of you, and you get to a point where you just defeat it.
So this is really the you gotta fire Willie. You gotta fire Willie. Like, and I'm for me, damn near soon. Like when Jeremiah Fizz Like I don't care about him struggling and stuff like that. Like he's still a rookie.
Yeah,
You
of
not going.
course.
He got Mike Miller behind him. Some of the Miami Heat culture. Some of those people you ain't beating that. Like you ain't gonna whip the mindset out of him in year one. Derek Queen just he seemed like he's just so happy to be doing this thing that like, I don't care what none of y'all say. Like you know what I mean? Those look like Joe Dumars guys. Like you absolutely can see why Joe Dumars drafted them two specifically, and they're very skilled, like very talented players. My thought is, with all of the shit going on, right? With the personal relationships and the politics of the game, and Willie not being good and people being benched, and that in every level of basketball, you probably see some of that. But do you want, as Joe Dumars, do you want that to like infect your rookies? That's really the cornerstones of your team, like beyond Zion and Trey and all. Like at the end of the day, like yeah, they're good players, but all of them could go. You tied to those two.
Yeah, you inherited Zion and Trey. These are your picks. Yeah.
Yeah, those the two that you care about what they got going on. And do you really want to subject them to like, which is why I don't mind like the DeAndre Jordan signing, because I think Joe signed DeAndre Jordan specifically to do the mentorship stuff for Derek Queen. And the contract, while not a good business move, you know what I mean? It's like, look, the investment to be able to keep Derek Queen situated and mentally prepared while all of this shit going on is probably worth the investment in the long term. Like,
I also say, I'm sorry to cut you off. I also say this, like, even it would have been nice to have Rashawn Holmes and Precious Achiuwa and guys like that, but that's also assuming they would have come here, because I just saw Russell Westbrook take a non-guaranteed contract to go with the Sacramento Kings. So, and this is a small league, bro. You know what I'm saying? So people got each other numbers. People probably don't want to play for no damn Willie Green. They don't want to play for Willie Green. They don't want to move to New Orleans, and they don't want to play for what they may have heard about in ownership. Because every time somebody leave, they just shit on the organization to the utmost, aside from maybe Drew Holiday. But it's just you got a reputation. No one really wants to partake in, like, that's why you paying Kevon Looney the most money he's ever made in his life. Like at one time, you ain't
overpay.
You ain't signing no like free agents. I can't think of the last time the Pelicans signed a marquee free agent. Like
the last big free agent was JJ Redick.
Yeah, and that was JJ Redick, and that's when you got the number one pick and you traded all the shit for, like, that's when
David Griffin was coming off the Cleveland
the Cleveland run. Yeah. So you got some juice, behind your name, but after that, everybody else you traded for and drafted, and you missed on so many of those draft picks that it's hard to really round out the back end of the roster.
Yeah, I'm just thinking to myself, because I'm like, we sitting here in this situation where, and I just can't, I don't know, bro. Like the fan base was really pissing me off today, because I'm part of the fan base, and I know I probably do it. You know what I mean? Listen, I love y'all. I'm dead at, like, we together in this, but this is like the call to the people. Like, do not forget who the enemy is right now. Like, you gotta stay focused for the grand scheme. Like, yes, you want to cheer the team on and stuff like that, but you gotta boo Willie Green at every opportunity, bro. Like,
to me,
go ahead.
These were clear-cut schedule victories, bro.
Yes.
That's why I said on the timeline, people thought I was being funny, but I was like, nah, the Pelicans gonna win back-to-back. And I said that because Charlotte missing their shooters, and they ain't got no size. Those are the Pelicans' two Achilles heels. Dallas missing all their bigs, and they one of the worst shooting teams in the league. Again, two of the Pelicans' Achilles heels. And that's why that's why I try not to really like get into the discourse too much with people who kind of change as the wind blows, because it takes a lot to have a focused mind, like you're saying,
All them
especially
focus on,
when
yeah.
especially when it's not a popular take. Like
Mm-hmm.
it takes a lot to be like, no, I know I'm right about this, and until some new information come out to support your belief, I'm going with my belief. I don't give a damn if you don't think it's right at all. Like I got numbers on my side. We're gonna
Yeah.
see, and the shit the shit be falling how it fall.
Yeah. I don't want to keep you too long, bro. So
Yeah.
I got a couple things that I
Okay.
like just on the mind. What do you Derek, first off, Willie Green has done Derek Queen a disservice as well, in my opinion. Like,
He didn't
and
play
not
the last game, like the last couple. I think he had one bad game against who was it? He had one
Boston,
bad game
maybe.
against OKC, and
Oh
no, he had a
yeah.
bad game against
He ain't
I
even
think
play.
Boston, and he didn't even play. I don't think against OKC, and people like, oh my god, we found this diamond. No, you would swear to God, and this ain't no knock against Derek Queen because I'm a Derek Queen
Mhm.
supporter. You would swear to God, Derek Queen was putting up VJ Ashcombe numbers.
Oh my God,
Because I was
bro.
like, y'all gotta be the oh man, I
Listen,
don't want to violate nobody, but y'all insane. Like it's
listen,
just y'all insane.
bro. VJ Edgecombe got a 34-point game. I think he got a 20 like averaging damn near like 20. Don't get on. Listen, I'm not gonna talk about VJ Edgecombe because
Yeah,
I was wrong about VJ. I ain't gonna lie. I was one of the ones who was like, man, I do not want VJ in
me too.
New Orleans. I did not think the game was gonna translate, and that
Me
motherfucker
too.
looked phenomenal.
Yeah, he
So
balling right now.
absolutely, and the athleticism, the defense, like shout out to VJ Edgecombe.
Keep doing
That
your thing.
yeah, yeah. Wait, what?
I was telling him, man, keep doing his thing.
Oh
Like
yeah,
you
absolutely.
balling, and McCain back now. So I
Yeah,
hope them young dudes out there balling.
bro.
I hope they go
Tyrese,
out there and ball.
they about to get Embiid ass up out of there, bro. Maxie
And
didn't
Paul
took us.
George.
And I ain't even on the look. Maxie didn't took a step. Look at Maxie's growth over the years since he's been there, right?
Yeah.
Maxie's taking a step. You, bro, VJ just yes, it is. Yes, it's sickening. That's exactly
Yeah.
what it is. But to bring it back to the Derek Queen point, and Derek Queen being done a disservice because in the first couple games, right? Like we had injuries, so Derek Queen was forced to play, right?
Yeah.
No real practice, no nothing.
Yeah, it's tough.
And realistically, numbers weren't necessarily there, but he didn't play bad against
Oh,
Jaren
not to
Jackson
me.
Jr.
I thought he defended Wemby extremely well, in my opinion.
Man, bro, he did. And so you go up against Jaren Jackson Jr. His minutes, he did not lose his minutes. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
He looked solid in his minutes. In the game against Wemby, he plays 35 minutes, gets 14 points, 8 rebounds, and like against again, arguably one of the worst center matchups
Right.
you can find. The
Cornet
worst,
and Wemby. Like,
yes,
yeah.
the worst center matchup in the league. And what you get from that, bro? What you get from that? You go game 3. I think Boston was the game 3 game.
Yeah.
Like no minutes. Like no minutes.
And they don't even
And
have no bigs in
they
Boston,
don't
really.
have they got 0 bigs, no minutes. Right? Then you
Right.
come back. Who did they play after that? Then they went on the road to Denver. He ain't even playing the Denver game. He ain't really playing the Denver game like that either.
Yeah.
He didn't really get minutes, so they went to the Clippers, and you was
Yeah.
getting blasted against the Clippers. He got on the floor against the
Thinking
Clippers,
like
and him and
7
Zion.
minutes.
Yeah, but him and
Something
Zion
weird.
actually looked good, and he was
Those
part of
minutes,
the run. He was part of the run when they was coming back, and then
OKC.
he didn't play no minutes against OKC.
I think did he get garbage minutes or did he get DNP?
He got garbage minutes. He got
Oh.
like you throughout the 3 quarters, you like couldn't find him, and then he played.
But that's like even with last game, bro. It's like Carlo got what 10 minutes, 10, 12, 15 minutes, maybe.
You could argue Carlo won you to. You could argue like Carlo's minutes won you the Charlotte game,
right? And it's just like my thing is again, bro. I just hate. That's why my show called No Picks, though. And that's because I just don't like when people got picks and chooses, though. I don't like
Yeah.
when people got picks and chooses.
That's a great reason for your title, bro.
Yeah, dog, because I'm just like, okay, so Carlo, you got the size advantage here. You getting killed on the boards by PJ Washington, who just had 3-point plays in a row for us, like and ones, 3 and ones in a row. Daniel Gafford getting putbacks. Y'all just giving up all these offensive boards 2 games in a row, and you never really run 2 big lineups for an extended period and see if you can balance things out on the board. It's just incompetence. Like it's just super incompetence. There was no reason not to play Carlo after that game he just had. So there was no reason.
It's despicable, is what it is. Like it's almost insulting. So it's not almost insulting. It is insulting.
Yeah,
yeah.
It is insulting.
It is insulting.
It's very insulting. You're right.
So then you come out of all of that shit. Oh, you shake all of that off. And Derek Queen and you got to understand, Derek Queen, like in the first game, like the Charlotte game, still only played 18 minutes. Like still barely played. He just had a good 4th quarter.
See, that's the thing why I just, again, when you've been kind of doing this as long as I've been doing this, you kind of just recognize the agendas to a degree, and it make me, even as a supporter, say like, nah, that's some bullshit. Because you'll say, oh, he played the entire 4th. It's like that. Yeah, he didn't play none of the other quarters.
Yes.
he ain't played. So of course he can play 12 minutes in a row, and it's not like a running 12 minutes. You got timeouts, ball
you got
stopping,
breaks and whatnot.
Like, yeah, it is like, what are you talking about? He still didn't start the game. He's still not even starting. He's still not even starting or playing extended minutes. The coach is still fucking over him. What are you talking about? It's just, oh man, it's just crazy, dog. It is crazy.
And you can obviously see the talent and the things that
definitely.
Like you can obviously see like what Derek Queen can bring to the team. So like but the argument now is like Derek Queen is just so much more skilled than Zion. He impacts the game in so many more ways. And I'm like, dog.
Somebody said that?
Yeah, I mean, I don't really want to say who.
God.
I
think stuff like that. No, I understand. I think stuff like that is kind of crazy, though. Like, and that's just my perspective. But I think shit like that is kind of crazy, and I just think it's not. I don't know. Everybody got their opinion. I'll just say that everybody got their opinion, and I think it's a little. I think it's a little far fetched. I say that. I think it's a little far fetched, but everybody got their opinion.
Yeah. So so when I think about that, and it's more so like it's more so like I think they could work. We've seen them work on the court together in tandem extremely effectively, right? But Derek Queen, like one, we already know they run 2 completely separate offenses from game to game, from who like in the game and all of that, right? Like let me gather myself for a second though.
I just think some stuff is just so, like, I just think everybody really gets done a disservice with shit like that, because for one, I think
nobody is put in the best position to succeed, in my opinion.
Yeah, I don't know, bro. I just think things shift too quickly, because a couple games ago it was Jeremiah Fez, and now it's DQ, and I'm a fan of both of these guys. Like, I am a fan of both of these guys, but can we wait till they play some real teams first?
It's not even 10 games in, bro.
Like, can we wait till we play a real player? We haven't played a real player yet. Like with that. No, I meant with the main guys being out.
Okay.
With Poole and Zion, like, we didn't play LaMelo, we didn't play Brandon Miller, we didn't play Kyrie, we didn't play Anthony Davis, we didn't play Derek Lively. Can we just wait till we play a real player? And I'm more than open to like all suggestions. I would like at least some evidence. I don't even need a lot of the shit. I would just
Yeah.
like some evidence to support some of these things. Cause I'm just like, really? That's
Yeah.
interesting. But I ain't really been on the Twitter thing though, so I don't really know what people are
Yeah.
saying from that standpoint. But that's a little wild to me. I must admit.
Yeah. I just because when you see Queen in the fourth quarters, and not that, and Queen is very effective. The dude a beast, bro. Like
Oh yeah, I really like Dairy Queen.
that's why you draft him and stuff. But
Facts.
dog. So let me ask this question.
That's crazy.
Let me ask this question. How do you feel about Queen's skill, right? Because a lot of people would say Queen is extremely skilled, right? Zion, on the other hand, is essentially an athletic freak, right? Like still to this day, athletically just does things that nobody else can do. What do we think is the more is the more valuable thing? And I don't want to put them two against each other because again, I think they could help each other in a very serious way. But if we're gonna have the conversation of moving on and then running the offense, through Queen, which I think you could run it through Queen and still keep Z because how just amazing Z is. He didn't play it off the ball with Brandon and play it off the ball off of CJ. And you know what I mean? It's just a lot of times that talents like Zion don't just come around, bro. They do not just come like the dude before the stretch where he decided like the team was like quitting, actively quitting. He was averaging 27, 9, 5 and leading the league in steals on like 33 minutes a game. So can Queen get 20?
I think, bro. I just think
don't do it, man.
Because I'm just like, because I absolutely don't want to compare those two guys because I think it's really unfair to Dairy Queen. But it's just like, man, see, it's just like, bruh, look, we all know what's happening, like with the coaching and it was all that. Take that into account for one, right? For two, we still not playing with no real. I mean, we still not playing against no real teams, right?
Yes.
We about if this is game 6, so let's say Dairy Queen plays. No, I'm sorry, this is what game 8.
Game 8. We're going to
so
game 9.
We about Dairy Queen played what 3 summer league games?
He played 2.5.
Okay, I said 2.5. So we about 11.5 games into Dairy Queen's professional career. And after the first 2, people was writing them off as a bust. Right. And then the other game, he ain't play. And then the other game, he got 7 minutes. And then the other game. To me, it's just that's why I just stay away from some of these type of things, bro. Like I just stay away from some of these things, bro. Like I just I don't get to the point where I'm, especially with young guys, because it's unfair to them because you put a heavy expectations on. It's like Jordan Hawkins, for example. Putting too much expectation on a guy, no matter what happens, it's going to set you up for disappointment. Or even like Dyson Daniels. Like when people thought Dyson Daniels was the point guard of the future, it's like, no, it ain't really Dyson Daniels' fault. It's your fault for thinking Dyson Daniels was the point guard of the future when you saw that Dyson Daniels couldn't dribble.
Right.
Like, that's why it does certain stuff is, I think it's just too much expectations on guys. I'm not ready to say that yet. But to answer your question, for me, I feel like skill is always the most valuable thing because it ages better. But at the same time, I don't think Giannis is especially skilled. Now, I'm not saying Zion is Giannis whatsoever. No, I'm saying when you got players who their floor is so high from a talent standpoint, like a person like Giannis or Zion, they can have a bad game and they'll have like 25, 6, and 8, and that's a bad game for them. Yeah, because you know that, like, man, if this guy
just can do things that you can't do,
right? And even when you like talk about like skill. Now, I don't think Zion's especially skilled, but I do also think that Zion can go right. I've seen him finish with his right hand and go right a bunch of times.
Mhm.
I like to watch film and shit. And I thought about putting
Yeah.
a compilation together, but I was just like,
Let
I'm
me.
not as passionate about my fandom as I used to. But I'll end with
Yeah.
this. Clippers game. No, I don't know if it's the Clippers game, but let's say Clippers game, Spurs game. Right?
Mhm.
End of the game, Zion behind the back, jump shot midi to take to the lead, right? Put back
Mhm.
dunk. That's where he hurt his foot. All right.
Mhm.
Clippers game, he gets fouled. I'm like, oh, I know he about to miss these free throws. Go to the line, makes
Thanks
both free
both.
throws. And that's
Mhm.
why I'm just like, it's in a situation. It's almost to the point where you better off trading them just from the standpoint of not that he probably gives a fuck or anybody really gives a fuck, but it's just like you kind of in a world where you can't. You've done so much wrong, you can't do nothing right, and the
Listen.
team not winning with you. So it's like I don't get into that generational shit. To me, that's kind of dumb because
Yeah.
it's like that's marketing.
Yeah.
Like that's marketing. Lonzo Ball was supposed to be like Magic Johnson. That's
Yes.
marketing. Shout out to Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram was supposed to be Kevin Durant. That's
Absolutely.
marketing. It's marketing. Like
Brandon Ingram was so much like Kevin Durant that we didn't want to trade Brandon Ingram for Kevin Durant.
for Kevin Durant. Like, nah, he's a younger,
He's
better
a younger
Kevin
Kevin
Durant.
Durant.
Some stuff is just sometimes it's just marketing, dog. And if you took the bait, you took the bait. Like it's just
And
I don't
to
know.
the two things when I'll let you go. Well, three I want. So
Okay.
the
Okay.
Kevin Durant thing, bro, brings me back to the fandom. Brandon Ingram played well in that first round series against Phoenix. Right?
Absolutely, yeah.
Played well. We were a play-in team that year. We 36 and 46, lost in the first round.
Yeah.
And we was really saying, you can't move Brandon Ingram for Kevin Durant. That's some of the things that kills me with like our family. Like we are too good. Like what history do we have to where we are too good for great players? Kyrie Irving was available for nothing. Was available for nothing.
I remember that. I was kind of mad about that. Go ahead.
Bruh, fuck, we look like trading for Kyrie Irving. We don't need Kyrie Irving on this team. Who do we have as the point guard at the time? I don't even remember. Kyra, we just drafted Kyra Lewis.
Right.
We just drafted Kyra Lewis, 13 overall. You see his speed? He's one of the fastest people in the league. We don't need Kyrie Irving. Okay.
They went to the finals the next year, by the way, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, man. They sat the year out in the first healthy year with Luka. They went to the finals. That guy. We don't want that guy. So, like, when we just talk about throwing away Zion Williamson, just give him away. I don't care what you could get for him. It's like, bruh, and I don't want to say this is like I don't know what Jeremiah Fair's ceiling is or what Derek Queen ceiling is or nothing like that, but we've had a lot of opportunities with great players, right? And Zion is one of those, like, really just he's a great player. If we just, and sometimes you have to get what you could get. I get it. Sometimes it's just time. I understand that. This is the first year I ever been like, shit, maybe we need to consider moving on. But when we talk about the Derek Queen aspect of it, and not that I don't think Derek Queen is not a future like pillar of this team, but I would prefer having that level of talent. Like more talent is better than less talent. Like, go ahead.
Honestly, bro, honestly, and this ain't no disrespect to nobody. I think it's dumb. I kind of just, if I'm just being real, I don't care. Like, let's say if you wanted to move them just because you was tired of that shit and you wanted to move them from like pieces and stuff like that, I would totally understand it. But if your rationale is because of the 2 games you just saw from Derek Queen, where Derek Queen has not scored 20 points, and Jeremiah Fez, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think he scored 20 in either game, neither. If I'm not mistaken,
I think he might have got. I don't know if he got 21. Maybe he got 21 one time in one of the blowouts.
I think he got. I think he might. I think he had 20 against was it Denver or something like that?
They got in the Denver game. He had 21.
And it's like, and a
We
lot
was
of those
blown out
points
by
came in.
30.
Yeah, a lot of those points came in garbage time. So I'm like, what are you realistically basing this on? Like, it to me, it just sounds emotional, and to me, it's just like, whatever. Like, it's your prerogative, it's your perspective.
Yes,
Like, whatever.
yes.
But I would understand it a lot more if, because I trade anybody. I ain't gonna lie. I, I would
Facts.
I would understand
For
it
the
a
right
lot more.
deal?
Yeah, for the right deal, hell yeah. Like, I would understand it a lot more if your goal was to just say, all right, I'm ready to tear this shit down, trade everybody, let's move on. We're gonna just go some years and just figure this out. But it's like, you're not saying that though. And not only is
No.
you not saying it, you got people actually playing who playing like shit.
Yes.
We need to trade them too. If like
Yes.
we would have to just trade everyone. You get what I'm saying?
If you trade Zion, right? If you
Right.
trade, like, because the stuff that people saying, like, oh, I trade Z and then we gonna build around Trey and Herb. And it's like, and I like Trey. And I'm not
Yeah.
saying that Trey not a piece,
Yeah.
but Trey ain't better than Zion.
My
Trey is not. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
my thing is the timelines are just so different. And you need to me, the Herb thing is just totally time fucking foolery. Herb 27 years old, dog. How are we building around her? Herb shouldn't be starting right now, let alone building around them or a foundational piece.
Listen, play better when you playing like shit is still not playing great. It's just playing better than shit.
It's
I'm sorry to
like,
say it that way. Respectfully.
yeah, like the ball, it's like going into last game, D-Boy, if I'm not mistaken, I think Herb's 3-point percentage was higher than his field goal percentage. I saw Herb throw like 3 layups off the backboard last night, and the defense has been terrible. It's just a domino that's kind of hurting the other players, and you see it even when Zion is out, because it's like, you ain't replacing Zion with a shooter. You just thought,
Yeah.
Jeremiah Fez, or who started in Zion's place the other night? Was it who started?
I
Was it
don't even know, to be honest. Sadiq
yeah,
Bey.
Sadiq Bey. Let's say Sadiq Bey, right?
And you
Now
see how
Sadiq
Sadiq look
now Sadiq
when
Bey had a better game, yes.
mm-hmm.
Say Action Jackson started. Yeah, the
Yeah.
obvious answer to me is start
Sadiq Bey,
Sadiq
bro.
Bey. Like, start
It's
Sadiq
Sadiq
Bey,
Bey.
Poole, Trey, and Zion, and it almost don't matter who you put at the 5. But what you're
Yeah.
doing right now just looks crazy.
Yeah. The so I had like people in the midst of talking about Derek Queen.
Mm-hmm.
I had like some conspiracy theories. I'm good for like conspiracy theories and stuff like that. And people, because the who was it? I think NBA put up they thing today about like the top 10 rookies so far,
Mm-hmm.
and Fears and Queen both made the list, top 10 rookies or whatever. And I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
we got an F for this draft, right? And like obviously people gave the Pelicans an F for the draft because of the trade, not necessarily because of the
talent,
player.
yeah.
Because you can't tell me that ESPN has 2 of their top 10 ranked players and then give like they get drafted to the same place and you give that draft a F. Like at worst, it should be at least a C, right?
Okay,
so my conspiracy thought was, if you remember, Joe said he called every person from pick 8 or pick 9 until they found a deal to get done to get Derek Queen.
Mm-hmm.
So what you think? My thought is he probably was calling teams and offering them the first round pick with the protection. And motherfucker was like, no, I'm just gonna take my team, like take my player.
My pick,
because you gotta, because like the Nets took Dimon, like Igor, and then Colin Murray Boyd, like, and then you gotta think this team getting ready to move back to 23. Right? Like you ain't just like that next.
He's not about to fall into your lap. Yeah.
No, like he not fall. Like
he's not making it to 23.
No, whatever player you are targeting that you spent all your time on, the lottery pick that you think will change your franchise, he not there at 23.
Right.
You get what I'm saying? So I think Joe would call in teams like, hey, what's up with this? We're gonna try and protect it, whatever. And it's like, no. You know what I mean? No.
Yeah.
Then another no. He kept getting told no till he got to Atlanta with Bryson and got to the point where I'm assuming because Queen was targeted around like 14, 15, based on like what everybody was saying. I think he got to Atlanta, got desperate, and was like, fuck the protection. You can have it unprotected. And that is what raised the eyebrows for Atlanta to get the deal done for Derek Queen. So I'm not saying that you make the move or not, but a lot of people was like, how did they become so incompetent to offer the pick without protections? I'm saying my thought is that they got to a point where they were initially offering the pick with protections, got to the point where Derek Queen was in range and was like, if we don't make this move now, of some way, shape, or form, we're not going to be able to get him. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I don't even think it's much of a conspiracy, to be honest. I mean, it kind of sounds like that's what happened. As far as like, I'm sure they move forward just saying like, all right, well, fuck, now we desperate. Now we have the end of our rope. People being drafted. We need to make this happen. But like, the one thing I noticed also is that so many people illing for him. Like that pick, even that Indiana pick, that pick is top 4 protected.
Absolutely.
So yeah, now if you gave up number 5 pick and a unprotected number 6 pick for next year, it's like, yeah, that look kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But I mean, not even kind of crazy. Look, what they did was dumb. I'll just say,
yes,
what they did was dumb. Because even if Derek Queen becomes DeMarcus Cousins, right, which I don't see, but let's just say he did. DeMarcus Cousins never won anything in the NBA. Like, as great as he was, the organization was so bad that he never won. And by the time he got some good players, he got hurt. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sengun, you know, he might do something this year. He's never won anything in the NBA. Like, Domantas Sabonis, never won. As great as he is, triple-double machine damn near, never won anything in the NBA. So you would have to, like, even the fan, I'm talking about even for the fans, you would have to be telling me that this is Nikola Jokic. Like, that's what you have to be telling me. And even for like Dumas, I don't think Dumas been covered fairly in the media because I mean, I ain't gonna say that, but I don't think he's been covered fairly in the media. Especially not compared.
I don't think he's been covered fairly since he's been here for sure.
Yeah, especially since he's been here. But I do think both. I didn't like either decision. And I think it depends on your evaluation of Derek Queen. And unfortunately, this is not something you're going to be able to figure out until like 3-4 years from now. That's the shitty part. Like, unless Atlanta drafts Kyra Lewis and you like, oh. Like, and this was just obvious from day one. They're like, oh boy, y'all, or Jordan Hawkins, and this is like, oh yeah, y'all fucked up.
And that was my argument, and that's been my argument and that's why I'm like, I gotta step out. That's been my argument all day, and it's like, bro, the people are like, it don't matter, like it's still the worst trade ever, and it's like, well, if Derek, like, it's not, because at the end of the day, it's still undetermined. Like,
it's gonna take years.
I hate the move. I'm not saying that I'm a fan of the move. I'm a fan of going and get your guy, right? If you believe if you believe Derek Queen is Joker, right? If you believe in your heart that he's that, then you do it. I get it. But like, you won't be able to know right now. Like, we knew, like, you know what trade is the worst trade ever? The fucking Luka trade. They talking about this worse than the Luka like.
They got people saying Cooper Flag ain't good. Like, y'all, people so reactionary and people just weird, dog. Yeah, no, I'm talking about like, no, Jason Tatum probably would have went number 2 in that draft. Like, you know what I'm saying? Number 1 and number 2 in that draft. Like, he probably would have went number 1. Like, you know what I'm saying?
People miss drafts all the time. People talk like this.
Not only that, you could have the worst record and still fall out of the top 10, like not top 10, but you could fall out of the top 5 easily. Like,
you can draft Dyson, and you can draft Dyson.
You could draft Dyson. You could draft Jordan Hawkins. You could draft Ousmane Dieng. You could draft Markelle Fultz. You could draft, like, you know what I'm saying? You could
Anthony Bennett.
Anthony Bennett. Yo, what's his name? Aaron Gordon wasn't even really like that until he got to Denver. Aaron Gordon is like a late bloomer. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? You draft Aaron Gordon. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
People just, it's just weird, though. Like, I think a lot of it, bro, is this confirmation bias.
Right.
If you already like dislike a
Mhm.
person for whatever reason, it could be an educated reason, or if you already dislike a move, then you're gonna rationalize not liking it, like no
Yes.
matter what happens. Because to me, nothing changed from the last buzzer versus Dallas to the last buzzer versus OKC. The
Mhm.
problems are exactly the same to me.
Yes.
Nothing has gotten better. No new person has become available, and the same coach is still here. The
Yeah.
only difference is you got a little bit of instant gratification because you beat two bad teams,
Yeah.
but the mission got to be the same, in my opinion.
Right. And that's where I'm at with the focus. So I'm gonna end with one of these fun things, bro.
Okay.
And hopefully and hopefully we could like put some rights to this wrong.
Mhm.
If I asked you the end of last season, who you rather have, Trey Murphy or Austin Reeves, what you think your answer would have been?
See, man,
You the
it would have
wrong
been now in
person
the
to
end of
ask
last
too.
season. End of the last season, I still would have said Trey Murphy because I think the upside is there. But I've been an Austin Reeves fan for a minute, though. Like
Mhm.
like to me, like I just like his game. I just
Right.
like I like those type of players, though. Like he just remind me of them old school motherfuckers where you be like, huh, this dude. They're like,
How
man,
is he doing it?
yeah. They're like,
How
you
is
ain't
he
never
doing
heard
it?
about fucking Aaron Archibald. Like, who's that? Like
Yeah,
Aaron Archibald averaged 25 and 9.
yeah,
Aaron Archibald
yeah,
was good. Like when I see
man.
Austin Reeves, that's what I see. Like I just always felt that way about dude, bro. But yeah, I definitely would have still went with Trey. Cost
Mhm,
of acquisition,
mhm.
just different things, proximity to greatness, not
Yeah,
being yeah, not being around Willie Green. Like Austin
yeah,
Reeves got a lot of inherent advantages. I'll say that.
absolutely. The only reason I bring that up is because at the end of last season, I don't think, and maybe still to this day, like based on how they've looked on the court,
Mm-hmm.
you would have thought that a player getting ready to take that leap would have
Mm-hmm.
been Trey Murphy. But you see Austin Reeves getting 40
But you
and
see,
50 and
the
go
two
ahead.
things happen though. Well, for one, Austin Reeves got a hell of a whistle. He gets a
Yeah, he
he
he's
got a hell of a whistle with the Lakers, but
he
also
been getting that. Yeah.
Austin Reeves playing with Luka Doncic and a coach that's not an asshole, and Trey Murphy playing with the same same coach and the same system and the same set of circumstances he's been playing with, and there's some sabotage happening there. So whereas I just saw Trey Murphy last year, Trey Murphy wasn't getting 40 points just against the Wizards. He was getting against the
No.
Celtics, bro.
Yes.
Man was
And
balling against the Celtics. So you can't,
exactly.
not you, I'm saying people can't tell me the man game didn't
Yeah,
grow or didn't expand. Just going through a rut right now. And I think gonna figure it out.
exactly. And with that being said, my thought is it's kind of like, bro, we gotta remind ourselves what the fucking common goal what the goal is. We gotta get Willie Green out of the building.
Got
Like
to.
him and the staff. We to the point where we asking questions. Is Austin Reeves significant? Like Austin Reeves this season looks significantly better than Trey Murphy.
Mm,
Like he looks like respectfully, he looks, and I'm a Trey fan, but he
mm.
looks head and shoulders above Trey right now. Like bro, I love the team. I don't want to have us having to deal with questions of, hey man, Derek Queen or Zion. Can we put both of them on the court together so we can say, bro, we got two great players that can create and dominate. Jeremiah Fears or Jordan Poole. Of course, Jordan Poole. Can
It's
we?
not even a real question. Like
Yes,
that's the
yes,
crazy.
but
It's
that's
like
the
it's
point. What
not
a
a real
like the
question.
questions we asking are not legitimate questions that need to be asked. Yet they are dialogue in the and it's all to me. It is all because of one person. All because of one
Bill
person.
Green.
Yes, bro.
Bill
Yes,
Green.
he is.
Fire
He is
Marshall Bill.
He is the infection and the poison that's destroying this team and our fan base. And I think we just need to be united. We need to be united. And I hate for this guy and do everything we can to get him out. Because with that, we will have so much more clarity on everything.
Right.
And at the end of the day, that's all you need, clarity and peace. And the 6-game losing streak should have gave you the clarity that you needed of what needed to happen.
And you know what's funny too, Al? I'll say this.
Mm-hmm.
So let's say you had beat the Clippers, and let's say you beat the Spurs. Do you feel any differently today? Like the fan, like I'm just saying from a fan standpoint. So that's why I think it's very important to not cast pearls amongst swine with certain conversations. That's why, well, a lot of like, if I wasn't talking to you, I wouldn't even be acknowledging some of these things because I'd be like, what? Are y'all crazy? No, it's all good, bro. You know, you're my partner. That's why I can't believe some of this going on. But then again, I can believe it. But you know, it is what it is.
And I'm gonna have to grow like. See, I'm new. You've been around for a while.
Yeah,
I'm new. I'm new. I don't want to drag you into this shit either.
Nah, you're good. So, you're good. Like
man.
what they say? Like what did they say? People crazy.
Hey, bro, listen. Well, everybody, man, appreciate y'all for tapping it. Absolutely, make sure y'all tap. You gonna still rolling with your lives, bro? You still rolling with your lives?
I'm doing. We're not gonna do Saturday. Sunday I'm gonna do the Pro Pels talk show, and when the following game I'll be live.
Okay, man. Everybody that's in the show, and I know y'all do, but make sure y'all tap in the Cheddar Chads on YouTube. Make sure y'all follow, hit that like button, bro. Our dog be going hard, you hear me, with these terrible ass Pelicans, you hear me? But he be in the consistent, giving you like knowledge, insight, like everything that you want when you watching one of these games. Every time, every game, bro. Make sure y'all tap in. You hear me? Go hit that like button, follow, share, subscribe, all of that. Appreciate y'all for tapping in here too, bro. We're gonna go ahead and get out of here.
Thank you for having me, man. Thank you for having me. Shout out to everybody in the chat.
For sure. Anytime, man. Y'all have a good night. Y'all be safe. It's a Thursday night. Y'all gotta go to work tomorrow. Y'all take care. Oh, appreciate you for tapping in, bro. Appreciate
shout out Chris. You. Shout out my dog Ron in the building. Yes, sir. Man. Shout out to both of y'all.
Absolutely. All y'all, man, been showing love, bro. Appreciate y'all. Everybody stay safe. I'm Pels in the Blender. A. Davis. Peace.